Okay, so let's dive into this whole topic of choosing a student information system. It really seems like a common challenge for school managers. Finding the right software can feel a bit overwhelming, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. Like searching for one specific thing in a huge, messy drawer. It really can feel that way.
Yeah. And a key thing that came up is figuring out what you really need. Not just for right now, but also thinking, down the line. What about future requirements?
Exactly, because those needs can shift, sometimes pretty quickly. Getting a clear handle on that, both present and future, seems absolutely essential for making a confident choice.
Right. And that leads directly to this big question that seems to pop up everywhere. Do you, as a school administrator, need something totally custom built just for your specific type of school? Maybe you run a vocational college or a music academy or a big primary school.
Or can a more, let's say, universal solution actually do the job effectively?
Yeah, precisely. So for this deep dive, maybe we should focus on unpacking what to look for in a system that's designed to be flexible. Something that can work well for lots of different schools.
This sounds like a good plan. We can look at how systems built with that kind of broad applicability in mind can handle the core administrative stuff, whether you're talking K-12, higher ed, or something more specialized like a dance studio.
Okay, so this concern about needing different systems for different schools, where does that really stem from? What makes administrators think, our situation is unique, we need something special?
Well, it's understandable. There are definitely variables. Things like just the sheer size of the school, right? Big difference between 50 students and 5,000. And then the specific educational goals. Are you prepping kids for university? Or maybe specific trades? Or focusing on arts or sports?
The student age groups, too, teaching adults versus young children, is obviously quite different.
Right. And the complexity of the curriculum, how you structure courses, how many staff you have, the whole organizational hierarchy. All these things can feel quite unique from school to school.
No doubt. Those are real differences.
Yeah.
And they definitely feed into that worry. Do we really need to go down the road of a fully custom-built solution?
And yet what's interesting is that the trend, or maybe the argument we're seeing more of, is that often, maybe even most of the time, a fully custom system isn't strictly necessary. The idea is that a really well-designed, flexible student information system, an SI, can actually handle the core administrative tasks that, when you boil it down, are pretty common across almost all types of schools.
Right, so the argument is basically that a one-size-fits-most approach can work surprisingly well.
If, and this is the key part, if the software is designed with that flexibility built in from the ground up, it allows the system to adapt to different needs without the, frankly, huge costs and time involved in full customization.
Okay, so adaptability is the name of the game.
Exactly. And, when we were developing DreamClass, that was a core part of the philosophy. We looked at the fundamental needs shared across a really wide spectrum of institutions. K-12 schools, colleges, yes, but also specialized places, music schools, dance academies, sports centers.
Was trying to find the common ground.
Precisely. The goal was, and is, to build a really robust core system that tackles those common administrative headaches head-on, but still has the flexibility, the configuration options to fit the unique ways different schools might operate.
So if that flexibility is the key, what are those sort of non-negotiable core administrative tasks that any good SIS just has to handle well, the real bread and butter stuff?
Yeah, the fundamentals. Okay, so number one is probably secure storage of student and teacher information. Profiles, contact details, all that sensitive data. Increasingly, that means secure cloud-based storage.
Makes sense. What else?
Managing the curriculum itself, setting up subjects, courses, how they relate, handling enrollment and admissions, ideally making that smoother, maybe even automated in parts.
Scheduling, that's always a big one.
Oh, huge. Class scheduling, grouping subjects, assigning teachers to those classes, and maybe even tracking certain aspects of teacher administration related to those assignments.
Okay. Curriculum scheduling, people.
Then implementing the curriculum within the system, tracking attendance that's crucial for almost everyone, coordinating grading and assessments, making sure marks get recorded properly and consistently.
Communication channels too, right? Like between parents and teachers.
Yes, facilitating that communication is often key. And then there's the financial side, tracking tuition fees, managing payments, seeing who's overdue. That's a major administrative load for many schools.
Wow, okay, that's quite a list. And it really highlights why that adaptability you mentioned is so important. Even if your school has, say, a unique project-based learning approach, You still need to enroll students, track their progress somehow, schedule something.
Exactly. Those core functions persist, and that's where a system designed for flexibility like DreamClass really aims to help. It's built to support these diverse needs by focusing on being adaptable.
So how does DreamClass actually do that? Can you give some concrete examples of features that show this flexibility in action?
Sure. Let's take setting up the academic structure. In DreamClass, you can create your subjects and classes really quickly. You can structure your whole curriculum, whether you operate on semesters, terms, or maybe continuous enrollment for, say, an adult learning center. It's designed to feel intuitive.
And scheduling, you mentioned that was critical.
Right. So you can build multiple timetables, think about different departments or different grade levels or maybe summer sessions versus the regular year. You can create these timetables and even clone them, which saves a ton of time if schedules are similar across groups or terms.
Okay, that sounds genuinely useful. What about managing who sees what? Different roles, admins, teachers.
That's crucial for security and just practical workflow. DreamClass lets you set up secure access based on roles. So a teacher sees their classes, their students' attendings and grades, but maybe not the school's overall financial picture. An administrator sees more, you tailor it.
So everyone gets the information they need, but only the information they need.
Pretty much. And take attendance. You could have it set up so attendance is tracked automatically for scheduled classes, or you could give teachers the ability to manage it directly within their class view. It depends on what works best for your school's process. That's the flexibility.
And what about the financial tracking you mentioned earlier? That can get complicated.
It can. So DreamClass includes tools specifically for that, monitoring tuition fees, tracking payments as they come in, identifying overdue accounts, and managing those financial workflows around student billing. It gives you a much clearer overview of where things stand financially.
And does that scale? Can it work for a small dance studio just as well as a larger college with complex fee structures?
That's the goal. The underlying tools for tracking finances, setting up fee structures, managing payments, they're designed to be versatile enough. Whether you have a fairly simple setup or a more layered administrative and financial hierarchy, the system aims to adapt.
So pulling this together, the idea is that DreamClass positions itself as this kind of all-in-one solution, focusing on efficient student management by building in that flexibility across these core functions we've talked about.
That's right. We designed it to adapt to your school's specific needs, regardless of size, large or small or type, public or private, general or specialized. It's really about handling those essential administrative tasks effectively across the board.
Okay, but let's talk practicalities. A big concern for any school administrator looking at new software is always implementation. How hard is it to actually get started? Do my staff need weeks of technical training?
That's a very fair question, and honestly, it's something we thought about a lot. The aim was always to make DreamClass intuitive, user-friendly. We didn't want people to need extensive technical training just to do their daily tasks.
So the goal is ease of use from the get-go.
Absolutely. We want administrators and teachers to be able to navigate it easily, to find what they need without feeling like they need a computer science degree. It should make their lives easier, not add another complex system to learn.
That would certainly appeal to busy school staff.
We think so.
Yeah.
And of course, to help people get up and running quickly, there are onboarding resources available. Plus, booking a personalized demo is probably the best way to see exactly how it could fit your specific school and really speed things up.
Okay. So let's try to summarize the key takeaway from this deep dive for you, the listener, the school manager or administrator tuning in. Choosing the right SIS really starts with a clear-eyed look at your actual administrative needs.
Right. And what we've discussed suggests you don't automatically need something built totally from scratch, which can be costly and time-consuming.
Instead, a flexible, comprehensive system, and we've used DreamClass as an example because, well, that's what we know best designed around those common administrative pain points we identified. That kind of system can potentially serve a really wide range of institutions effectively.
Yeah, from primary schools to colleges to specialized academies. Think about streamlining those core tasks: enrollment, scheduling, grading, communication, financials. What could that actually do for your day-to-day operations? How much more efficient could your school become?
It really boils down to freeing up time and resources, doesn't it? So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. If a single adaptable system could take on the bulk of that administrative workload,
letting you and your team focus more on education itself.
What could you achieve with that extra capacity? What new initiatives could you launch? What improvements could you make? Something to really consider as you evaluate your options.